I am so excited. So this is the GS's final form ahead of the upcoming road trip. I don't know what it weighs. If I find a scale, I promise you I will weigh it for you. I'm gonna guess, so stock weight's about 580 pounds. Usually when I've put all these Farkles on myself, I usually get it to about, with the boxes empty, about 650, 640, 650. And then I'm guessing I probably have, you know, 60, 75 pounds of weight on here, lighter than a pillion, obviously. So, that's my goal is, make sure your gear is less than a pillion weighs. I want to go through this video because I'm going to be embarking on a trip where I leave June 12th or 15th, somewhere around there, from Oregon. I'm going to be, it really depends on when like the trailer gets there. From Oregon, I'm going to be taking the Oregon BDR north, then the Washington BDR. From there, depending on fire season, I may cut across to like Vancouver Island, Banff, and then Glacier. If there aren't any fires up north, I'm going to head north to Dawson City and on the way to Tuck and the Arctic Circle, and then back down to Glacier. And from Glacier, I either going to go take Continental Divide down, or I'm going to hop on like the Idaho or the Wyoming BDR from there. And then once I get to Colorado, I have a decision point to make, which is, do I head east on the Tat or do I head south to Mexico? But roughly from Oregon all the way home in either New Hampshire or North Carolina, they're the same amount of mileage. It's going to be just over 12,000 miles, maybe even 13,000 miles over the course of 5-ish weeks. And I've gotten some questions from people. Hey, what do you pack for a multi-month trip on the road if you're Adam? And it's so appropriate because I just saw the video from Around the World Paul where he talks about his very minimalist setup on a KTM 500 EXC with a Reckless 40 setup. I don't have a Reckless 40. Well, I do, but it's not on this motorcycle. It's on the Husky. And this is 41 liters. The other side is about 37 liters. Then we have a 40-liter backcountry 40 from Moscow. And then we have a 5-liter hood tank bag. Everything's waterproof. I'm going to take it all off the bike and put it on the floor, and we're going to walk through it one by one. This is going to be a long video, but the good news is in the description and in the comments, I'm going to leave a spreadsheet. The spreadsheet links to everything. If you're watching this video 5, 10 years from now, those links may not be accurate anymore because the web changes, but the product names will be the same, and I will try my best to find MSRP. No guarantees. Sorry, if something's missing in MSRP, it's just because it's like an old drone or something. All right, let's get started. Well, well, well. Here it all is. Here it all is. There's so much shit. Um, I pack like a GS adventure rider. I do not pack like a dirt bike rider. There's nothing in this that I've not used before. And just note, for people that are new to the channel or just finding this at the YouTube recommendations, this is not my first trip. This is my first trip that's been longer than 2 weeks. My first trip that's been more than 5,000 miles. But yeah, nothing in here is a question of if I need it or not, or if I'll use it or not. So let's just start with that. Okay, quick tour. I'm gonna walk through here, and someone the other day commented on my channel and called me a slang for a gay person for wearing socks with sandals, and I reported them and hit their comment. So if you think my socks and sandals are gay, I guess that's cool, but don't be mean about it. They're socks and sandals. I'm comfortable. Deal with it. Uh, mean people suck. All right, so yeah, let's start over here. All this area over here. So we have the Moscow Moto Fatty Tool Roll. If you search my channel for this, you will see the video where I fill it. Not going to go through that today. I have an Insta 360 X4, just came out with the new lens covers and a selfie stick that is going to be attached to the bike in 3 different locations. We have an InReach Messenger, 28 days of battery life. It works phenomenally. It's fantastic. I've sold my old InReach SE for this guy. Super stoked about it. Canon R5 with the 2470 lens. I have with me 3 batteries that charge via a micro USB port. Actually, I'm going to bring 2 batteries, not 3. Underneath it, we have a Gore-Tex hat made by Outdoor Research. Nice, and it's the wide brim that has zip Velcros that go up. So when you put your bug net over your head because of black flies in Canada, this thing's gonna be awesome. We also have a 7200 f2.8 lens. I used to not bring my 7200 with me on moto camping trips because it was so big in the EF lens kit, but now with mirrorless, the RF is teeny tiny. And so I love that I can bring a 200 millimeter lens with me on trips, and it's just fantastic. We have here the Moto Pumps 2.1. This is in KTM orange because I'm committing blasphemy, with a radial tubeless tire patching kit. So this will put my tires, will let me air down and pump up my tires for off-roading, and I can patch a flat. We have an Anchor 26,000 milliamp power bank with 2 USBs and 1 A. We'll get back to power banks in a second. We have 2 crush lights that are solar powered. These last for like 20 to 40 hours. They hang from the inside of my tent. I love them. Over here we have this awesome paracord made by, what is this company called? I'll link to it below. Night Lies? I don't know. Anyway, it has an S-clip on there and a really strong thing so you can hang clothes from it, but also you can hang things from trees for bears. Over here we have titanium plate, non-stick pan, headlamp, also USB-C rechargeable. Everything I have is rechargeable except for the drone. Cooking stuff, cutting board, thing to hold the pan with, some knives, some spatulas, other shit so I can survive. We have a jet boil. We have a jet boil propane canister, whatever you call this stuff. You can buy this stuff anywhere, so I don't overpack them. I get a small one and I use it until it goes empty, which gives me 55 water boils. And if it goes empty, I buy a new one. Titanium cup for drinking bourbon. Why no coffee or tea? Because coffee and tea is a mess. And I don't like carrying tea bags with me everywhere or cleaning out coffee grinds, so I just don't do it. If I want caffeine, I buy a Red Bull the night before. 2 smart towels or pack towels. These are for drying your face off, drying your body off, etc. The DJI Mavic Air 2S with the 3 batteries. There's another thing in my kit that I cannot charge off of my battery banks. Really sucks. So every 3 days or every 5 days when I find a hotel, or every 3 days when I find a Starbucks, I will be charging this guy up. The Big Agnes Big 6 camp chair. It is very long, but my last one was like this long. But I strapped at the very top of the bike. It weighs 2 pounds. Helinox 1 pound table. This is a table. It's awesome, and I don't really camp in state parks, so tables it is. This here is a Rumple puffy blanket. It's like 40 by 40, super small. My sleeping bag goes into 20. That's survivability 20. I also have layers I can layer up in, but if it gets below 30, I throw this inside my sleeping bag over me and it keeps me comfortable. Camelback, I'll be wearing this, so it's going to be packed for now, but I'll be wearing it. We have some needles. We'll do these first 2 first because they're big and bulky, and then we'll do these 3. Usually what I do is I stop at outdoor stores, and if I get down to 2 of these packs, I will buy 2 more. This is just my first couple of days. I have plenty of space. By the way, all my setup, I still have 25 liters of space free in my panniers, so I'm not starved for space right now. In the Beaver Tail of the Backcountry 40 duffel bag, I have 2 Nike Trail Gore-Tex sneakers and this dry bag. They go in the Beaver Tail, and I use these for walking around town. We have a 10-liter wash bucket. Why do I have Fix-A-Flat slime? Well, because I heard on some of the northern Canadian roads in the Yukon Northwest Territories at the Tuck, you might have some leaks that you just can't find with a water spray bottle. And so this is my last ditch effort to get myself home in the event that I have a flat that I just simply cannot find the hole. I pumped it up every 4 hours. It still goes flat. It's going flat overnight. Slime. We'll slime it up. That's just what we have to do at the very last minute. It's the smallest slime I can get. It will fill the whole tire. Sucks, but it is what it is. We have 3 bags of clothes. I have another clip I'll insert here showing these getting packed and then the final result. But there's 3 bags of clothes there. This 96-liter duffel has everything that I'm going to need for my ride. So this stuff is going to transfer from the duffel to my body full time. And so this is going to go in the trailer over to Oregon. This is boots, base layers, climb base layers, moto skivvies, Badlands Pro jacket and pants, my boots, as well as my showy helmet and 3 pairs of gloves. An off-road glove, the Dakar Pros, the Climb, it's like the Windstopper gloves that are windproof, and the Badlands Adventure GTX gloves that are rainproof. 1 shirt, waterproof jacket, 3 undies, 4 socks, button down, wool shirt, wool long shirt, 2 t-shirts, 1 thin hoodie, 2 shorts, and 2 pants. And this is everything that you just saw on the bed. Pretty cool. Depth-wise, it's not an illusion. That's everything you saw on the bed. 3 packing cubes. First time ever bringing my 16-inch M1 Max MacBook Pro with 64 gigs of RAM and a 4 terabyte hard drive. I'm going to be doing daily videos on this trip. And so I've sold my iPad Pro. I'm done with iPads until Apple fixes their shit. And I'm going back to using a laptop when I'm traveling. I am really annoyed about it, but I can't use the iPad for getting shit done. Sorry, Apple, get your shit together. 16-inch MacBook Pro it is. I want to downgrade to a 14-inch, but I just couldn't afford it for this trip. So, all right, we're going to pause. I'm going to get some stuff out of the way and show you what's in some of these bags I did not go over yet. All right, so in those 2 bags I showed you earlier, the blue one and the brown one, the waxed canvas bags, these are both made by Waterfield Designs in San Francisco. I love their bags so much. I have a lot of their bags actually, so these are always just really high quality, go everywhere bags. We have a compact flash or CF Express, an SD card reader, 100-watt power brick, Cardo Pack Talk Black, GoPro batteries and charger, 7 micro SD cards ranging from 128 gigs to 512 gigs, a 1/8 small tripod. It goes on to my Insta360 Flow handheld gimbal, 24,000, 26,000, and 24,000 milliamp hour batteries with USB A and C connectors. I actually have 2 SAE ports on the bike with about 40 watts of output per SAE connector when the bike is running. And so I can charge 2 of these at a time off the bike when it's running, and the bike turns off, they stop being charged. So these will be recharged every night when I get home. Just for reference, this 26,000 will charge the MacBook Pro about 1.3 times. So it seems like a lot of batteries. This is one film editing session right here in this charger. This is like phone, GoPro, and 360 camera, and then this is like Apple Watch, phone, headset, and miscellaneous stuff like that. So it goes pretty quickly. And then we have a bunch of USB-A, C, micro chargers, Apple Watch charger, etc. Some of these are data cables, some of these are power cables. So that's all in those 2 bags. And this weighs a considerable amount of money because lithium weighs a considerable amount of weight. Lithium-ion stuff is pretty heavy, and again, I can't charge the drone with this stuff. Unfortunately, I'll require a household plug for that. This is the contents of those 2 bags that live on top of my panniers. So on the top hole, the gap at the very top, it lives up there. A lot of knickknacks, basically, stuff I've acquired over the years, stuff that I use. Some could be made smaller, some could be eliminated, but it's nice to have stuff, and I'll go through it now. Jump starter for the bike. This is an anti-gravity jump starter. Battery dies, I can save myself. Tylenol, Advil, Benadryl, these are the SAE to USB chargers I was talking about. Spare silverware, 4 pull start fires, which is so nice, I suck at starting fires. Insta360 selfie stick, bug spray, sleep mask, because up north in the summertime it's going to be dark very late. This is recommended to me as a splurge item for black flies. The Thermacell blows this shit. This is a lot of stuff to pack on a bike. I'm not really convinced I need it. If I don't need it, I'll throw it out. GS911, of course. Thing to cut firewood, butane or whatever, multi-purpose lighter, titanium hammer for sticking in steaks, some LEDs for the tent to see at night, citronella body wash, and which just washes everything. This is a kind of camp wash. Wipes, mostly for my face, more paracord, a bug net, JB Weld. I give a large glasses cleaner bottle because is that leaking? No. You use it to clean your helmet shield off, but also you can use it to find leaks in tires because it's soapy. A blowtorch, it's whatever. Wine bottle opener, and then some repair kits for my sleeping pads. Most important thing here is probably the bug net and the bug spray, but this lives on top of the bike in those 2 little compartments that are these little guys right here. So they're form fitted. They have some pads to form out and fill the whole top of the thing. And all that stuff fits into 2 of them. Now, this is the last section. This is the Backcountry 40 duffel. I've already done a video that talks about the first aid kit on the top there, so there's no need to have a video about that. I'm just going to show you the contents of this duffel bag. So this is already a video. And the beaver tail, like I said earlier, is going to be my Gore-Tex shoes right here. This is my tent poles for the for my 3-person alpine tent, the backcountry, so the Big Hagness Battle Mountain 3. It's overkill, but I wanted some space in case I'm stuck in a place due to inclement weather for more than a few days. Thinking about like being on the highway at the Tuck and being stuck in the rain and just being miserable and needing to be in the tent for a few days because the roads are garbage. So in here is all I need to sleep. This bag actually turns into a backpack. And so I can take this off the bike and set up camp in the woods if I needed to, and have everything I need to set up my whole tent, including a headlamp in here too. Headlamp goes in here. This is my 20-degree Torchlight, Big Agnes Torchlight 20 sleeping bag. Sea to Summit pillow. Big Agnes Goose Nest cot. My maximum insulation Q-Core Deluxe sleeping pad, 25 by 78 is big. It's a big pad. And it goes on top of the Goose Nest because the Goose Nest isn't insulated. The pad is. The Goose Nest is like Princess and the Pea stuff. And then finally we have our backpack. Oh, sorry, our tent, 3-person tent. So for the Backcountry 40, I'm only using 30 liters of it. I'm able to basically cinch it down really nice and tight because I don't have all 40 liters occupied. But as you can see here, I can walk into, and the headlamps in there too. I can walk into the woods, get the tent going, get the poles in there, throw this stuff in. Inside of here is a what they call the I'll link to it in the description in the spreadsheet, but the pump house, the Big Agnes pump house. Let's make sure it's still in there. Actually, I don't want to lose that. It's in there. Yep, is it? Yep, pump house is in here. The pump house just takes on a ton of air, and so you don't have to kill your lungs blowing up this cot and this sleeping pad. It's great for that. It's like $40, but it's a godsend if you love your lungs. So everything I need to sleep is right here. So if we have to walk 100 feet into the woods, I can leave all my stuff on the tent. It's late, and just set up this stuff here in the light from my headlamp. And I'm good. And the only thing I'll probably do is throw like a second bug net into this backpack just to have that. But this is like my walk into the woods in the shit weather and just set up my tent, cot, pad, pillow, and sleeping bag. That other spare blanket I showed you guys is still on the bike. It will fit in here though, actually, so I'll put it in here too. So that is the Backcountry 40 right there. Union rep is back. Just checking on my job well done and my packing job. Did I follow all the ISO specs? No, I did not. Okay, you're checking my tank bag for flaws. Good call, kid. Good job. Good job, kid. You guys taken care of. I want to add one more note just for this, that we have a 1 gallon of water here. This will stay empty till I get there, but this is what I use to cook, clean, wash, everything like that, clean things up in the morning. And then I've always packed 2, I'll link to these below as well, 2 extra green chili adventure straps on here. The main reason I do it is one time I had some inferior panniers. Oh, I forgot this. It's still locked in there. I had some inferior panniers and I had a really hard hit, and one of these brackets broke. And so having straps with me got me home. And so having these straps is just like backup straps in case one of my straps breaks. I need to replace it. How I get everything in here is Insta360 is there, R5 and 2470 is there. I have some knickknacks there like passport, knife, pen, Bic, a couple other things in there, some cash, and then the inReach messenger goes up top. And it does now work without line of sight. So you can put it up top of here and it'll beam through like that, no problem. So that's where it goes in there. And also like a wallet goes in there too if I have that. So that stays pretty secure there. Done. We're back. So everything's back on the bike. It weighs a lot, but this is a full-size touring bike. This is not too much stuff for a full-size touring bike. So my previous setup involved having this Jessie luggage top box, which is 36 liters. That's usually where all my tent stuff went before. Again, Backcountry 40, I had a 36-liter top case before for all that stuff. And so now that weight is actually closer to the center of the bike. And because you put the lighter stuff up top, the heavier stuff down below. So the lighter stuff is my camping gear. And the Backcountry 40 weighs a lot less than that Jessie top box used to weigh. And so not only do I have the convenience of being able to take this off and take it with me down a trail to primitive camp off the road, but it's also saving weight, bringing the weight closer forward. And so overall, win-win to have that there. Thanks for watching, everyone. My garage is really hot. So I've been sweating to the oldies for you guys the last hour recording this video. Hope it was helpful. Document down below with links to as much of the stuff I can link to as possible. Hope you enjoyed it. Ride safe and see you out there.